Thank, thank you, Kaylee. Just sharing my slides. Can everybody see this?
Yes.
Great. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining this call. My name is Max Faithy. I'm with the Mass Cyber Center. I'm our senior program manager for
Phoenix
cybersecurity
variable.
innovation. Senior Program Manager for Cybersecurity Innovation, and I'm really excited today to talk to you a little bit about a key initiative for the Cyber Center that we've alluded to in past calls with this group. This is our Security Operations Center and Cyber Range initiative that we've been running for about 5 years now at the Cyber Center, and are getting to the point, and have really gotten to the point where we're able to support healthcare organizations in the Commonwealth with some of these cybersecurity services that we've been able to deploy through this program. Just to give you all a reminder, I know many of you come to these calls regularly, but I wanted to give everybody a grounding of who the Mass Cyber Center is before jumping into this program. We, as part of the Mass Tech Collaborative, have a mission to support the growth of the state's cybersecurity innovation and ecosystem, while also supporting resiliency for public-private organizations with a special focus on resource-constrained organizations, especially nonprofits, small businesses, and municipalities. And we have a number of free and low-cost programs and resources that help these entities with cybersecurity and accessing high-quality services and resources that they wouldn't
That
otherwise not be able
how such things are being.
would otherwise not be able to access without our programs. Additionally, we do a lot of outreach. We host events, webinars, public meetings similar to this group. And this program was born out of a series of conversations and a goal at the Cyber Center with our key stakeholders in the public, private, and academic sector to put into place a set of programs that would address some core, what we call imperatives for the Commonwealth around cybersecurity. Primarily, the need to address the undersecurity of small businesses and nonprofits and municipalities who struggle to have services to defend themselves for cybersecurity. Addressing the workforce challenges, that's this underemployment imperative. The need to create a talent pool in Massachusetts that employers can access to meet their cybersecurity needs and help defend their organizations and close that talent and skills gap that exists of who is coming out of different academic and training programs and making sure they have the skills necessary to meet what employers need. And then also addressing the needs for training and business development around cybersecurity in the state. And out of these needs, the Cyber Center with our partners have created what we call the Security Operations Center and Cyber Range initiative. And this has been backed by nearly $21 million of state investment in Massachusetts from different budgets and other legislation, where we have the Mass Cyber Center has set up a nonprofit organization called CyberTrust Massachusetts. And I see a CyberTrust CEO on the call today to operationalize a set of programs that provide security operations center services, which I'm going to talk about a little bit, to small businesses, municipalities, and nonprofits at a statewide scale, as well as employing students from academic member organizations to train as next generation of SOC and cybersecurity employees, while also backstopping these services with best-in-class commercial solutions. So I'll talk about that a little bit. And there's this key workforce development component. While delivering these services, we've been able to partner with academic institutions and bring in a whole cadre of students that get a high quality training backed by the CyberTrust professional staff, and making themselves job ready out of their experiences with CyberTrust. So this is the structure of the program. Cyber Center creating and partnering through grant support and with this CyberTrust Massachusetts nonprofit. And CyberTrust has created essentially a security operations center that is delivering a comprehensive set of managed services for organizations in the state that can really raise their security posture and make them highly resilient against cybersecurity threats. You see four set of services here. I'm going to focus for the next couple slides just on the MDR, the Managed Detection and Response Service, that over the past year, 2 years, has been the core security offering and where most of the CyberTrust customers have been accessing. But this set of services is being rounded out to these email protection, zero trust, log and alert management services that we'll talk about a little bit more at later calls, but are also key offerings now for the CyberTrust SOC. And the Managed Detection and Response Service is a 24/7 managed endpoint detection and response backed by SentinelOne, one of the best-in-class commercial managed detection and response companies. CyberTrust partners with SentinelOne, and they offer their vigilance SOC to defend, to provide that endpoint detection and response on servers, computers, laptops for organizations, monitoring those endpoints with 11 best-in-class detection engines, leveraging artificial intelligence and machine learning to ensure that advanced threats are being defended against. And there's a set of other capabilities as well that the CyberTrust SOC has brought in around asset discovery, vulnerability management, continuous software inventory, that is all put together at a great low cost price. You see a couple of those prices on there that have been for municipalities and businesses. Nonprofits can fall somewhere in a different range. That would be left to the CyberTrust team to determine. The Mass Cyber Center does is we sort of architect and look at this program at a high level, and CyberTrust manages the operationalization and the business elements of this program. So a really great capability, continuous, that can really help for a low cost defend and raise the security posture and help manage risks for organizations, including in healthcare. And CyberTrust is also able to look at Active Directory and identity detection for organizations as well for an add-on. So a really comprehensive set of services that is highly competitive with what's out there in the market for managed detection and response. And this is before some of the other services that CyberTrust is adding on to the SOC as well. And one thing that the Mass Cyber Center offers is a grant program to help organizations get started with these services. You notice they are paid, they're very competitively priced, but the Cyber Center has a Cyber Resilient Massachusetts grant program that enables organizations, specifically municipalities, small businesses, and nonprofits with a priority for healthcare organizations to receive grants from the Mass Cyber Center of up to $25,000 to get started with the managed detection and response services from CyberTrust. And in the coming weeks, we're going to broaden this grant program a little bit to include some of those other services as well for this grant program. What we've done with this grant program is help a good number of organizations in the state pay for the first year of the services, and then they're able to build the funding into their budget and pay for with non-Cyber Center funding a second and third year, because security is something we believe that this program is best positioned to help organizations get started with the services. And it's a partnership with the organizations who have to assume some of the cost on their own. But this is a grant program that is available for healthcare and digital health related organizations. It's active, enrolling, and we encourage organizations who are interested to reach out and apply for this program while funding remains available. The structure of the program is you get a scope of work for services from CyberTrust and then apply to our grant program, and then we provide a grant to you to get started with those services. So this is a resource that is active and available for healthcare organizations in this community. CyberTrust also has a set of advisory services that's a one-time capability to help uh, benchmark organizations against security controls. They do these assessments against the CIS 18 critical security controls qualitatively, and then also do a series of technical tests looking at deploying a commercial service to help look at specific email and antivirus and other areas to look at your environment from a technical perspective too, not just doing the qualitative assessment. And this can be something to benchmark organizations against HIPAA and the security rule as well. So this is a one-time advisory service, which is a great offering and is not included in our grant program, but is another key part of the Cyber Trust and this program's security capability. I'll talk a little bit about the training program too that this program includes. There's a cyber range component. You notice we call this the SOC range program, and Cyber Trust and Cyber Center grants have made available the immersive cyber range platform to academic organizations and businesses and nonprofits across the state who are able to access a really high quality set of training labs and simulations for their teams through this Cyber Range program. As you may have noticed on the first slide, the Cyber Center has helped set up cyber ranges at 4 different schools across the Commonwealth: Bridgewater State University, Mass Bay, Salem State, and Springfield Technical Community College, where organizations can go in and do high quality cybersecurity cyber range training. They can do this for an awareness purposes, so helping just raise awareness of cybersecurity among teams that are both technical and non-technical. But there's also capabilities using the immersive platform to do technical training and do simulations that help upskill security teams and benchmark against current threats. This is a really great tool for security teams and organizations to do training, and you can do them in team building environments at these cyber ranges, and is something that is available across the state. And our team is happy to help plug your teams into the right places to do this training. Tabletop exercises, incident response through this as well. Incident response planning is all available through this Cyber Range program. So this is a really great offering as well, that we've been able to support thousands of students and businesses across the state over the last 3 years with this Cyber Range program. Just a few more slides here as I wrap up my presentation. We've had a lot of success with this program over the last 3 years. The SOC has been operational for about 2 years and is supporting about 30 organizations with managed detection and response in the state, has done even more assessments, and is training has been able to train a set of interns, 55 to date, and really help prepare them for jobs after their experiences in this program. So this has been a really successful initiative to date, and lots of organizations in the state have been able to benefit from it to date. It's been a public, private, government, nonprofit, consortium initiative. CyberTrust takes the consortium model. They have a series of academic members, corporate members able to leverage their expertise as well. And the Cyber Center, through grant funding, has been able to support and give momentum to this initiative. So this is a really important state initiative in Massachusetts, to the Mass Cyber Center and the Commonwealth, leveraging academic members and corporate partners as well. And then this last slide here just gives you a sense of the facilities across the state. At Bridgewater State, these cyber ranges, there is a series of physical SOCs where students are able to work with the Cyber Trust staff. But as I talked about, there's one overarching set of managed services available for businesses in the state. And with that, that's all I have. I will stop there and see if there are any questions.
Thank you, Max. These are fantastic programs, and I'm not sure, I don't think enough healthcare organizations know that they're available. So appreciate you providing that overview. We did get a question about the application due date. I think for
Oh,
that
great.
cyber trust program.
Rolling. We are accepting applications on a rolling basis until funding is exhausted. So you are encouraged to apply while funding remains available. I can't say the exact date at which funding will be exhausted, but um, funding is dispersed on it's a first come, first served basis, and as applications come in. And that key requirement is getting the scope of work from CyberTrust and then applying to our program. And I'll include the link to it in the follow-up information for this call. And it's on our website, the Mass Cyber Center website as well.
Great. And is this program available to groups that are not based in Massachusetts or not based in New England or Massachusetts?
So I would say oh, is someone trying to jump in? In terms of the grants, the grant program, organizations have to be in Massachusetts for our grant program since it's a state program. But in terms of engaging with Cyber Trust, I would say they are probably open to organizations that are outside of Massachusetts and working with them as needed. So definitely still reach out if you're outside of Massachusetts, and we can make that determination.
Right. And then if a group is interested in working with Mass Cyber Center on a tabletop exercise, what's the best way to get in touch with the team?
I see Nick put our email in the chat, the Mass Cyber Center at masstech.org email. So you can just reach out there and we will follow up with you.
Okay, great. All right. Any other questions? I don't know if we have anybody on the call that is actually receiving services through Cyber Trust. Is there anybody? I know we don't typically, Max, we haven't had as many healthcare organizations that have kind of taken advantage of this grant, but we're starting to go in that direction, right?
Yeah, we've had a couple take advantage of the grant and apply, and this is a capability that is available, and we haven't talked about it with this call community, and in future calls as we update programs, we want to make sure this group stays updated. So we'll do that in the future. But we're very excited for anyone who wants to participate and take advantage of this state program and the great capability that we've put in place for everybody's cybersecurity benefit.
So we have a question. Are there any of these services suitable for a solo healthcare practice?
Yeah, certainly. We'd have to talk about that on a case by case basis, but just definitely reach out to us directly, and we can try to talk with you about what might make sense.
Are the prices you listed earlier for MDR per PC server price, or are there quantity
Yeah,
discounts beyond that?
those prices are per endpoint, and I would defer pricing conversations to the CyberTrust team when you reach out for a scope of work. Those prices are leveraging a statewide contract that CyberTrust has and is supported by Cyber Center grant funding. So they've been able to, that is already a highly discounted and low and economies of scale based price, but the prices listed are per endpoint prices. And we make grant determinations based off of the size of the scope, which is usually based off of the endpoint count.
Right. Any other questions from the group? And we will make these slides available. We'll send these out to the participants. So even if your organization may not be a good fit, if you know of others that this may be a good opportunity for them to get some services through CyberTrust, please pass this information along to them.
And I just put the link to the grant program for everybody in the chat, and we can certainly share the slides afterwards.
Great. Thanks so much, Max. And I also want to thank you, Dan, for providing your updates and for sharing your contact information with the group. That's brave, but I know that people will appreciate having that when questions arise. So thanks so much.